Hi there, Scary Gary. Glad you guys came back for another week. You can tell in Houston it got cold again. We got the dark hat on and the long sleeves, and it was in the 30s last night and this morning. I think it's like 48 right now, maybe get to 50. So you guys in the north are saying you don't have much of a constitution if you can stand this type of cold when you see the winters up there. Today I'm going to do something different. We're going to talk about Fort Parker State Park. And I actually didn't go camping there. I went up there on my men's church group retreat. And we've done it the last 2 or 3 years, like twice a year, where we go up there, and they have what's called a barracks complex, which is basically, think about a church camp that has like a mess hall, then it's got cabins and restrooms and all broke up, and then on one side it's got where the counselors stay, they have the bathrooms right in the cabin. So it'll specifically house probably about 86. We couldn't have more than 43. They said you can only have 50% occupancy at this time, which we fell underneath that. But I was a little concerned about even that with COVID. So I was thinking about trying to get a camping spot there. And I tried like 3 months before the event, and they didn't have anything available. So I tried back again, and they still didn't have any cancellations. So, and the weekend we were up there, I drove through it, and there was almost every spot that was full. So, but Fort Parker State Park, we got to talk a little bit about it. The gentleman by the name of John Parker's family established Fort Parker in 1833. There was a Comanche raid in May of 1936 in which they captured Cynthia Ann Parker, who was 12 years old, and they went out and they tried to find her, and they actually did find her, brought her home, and she ran off again. The movie The Searchers, if you're familiar with that, was actually kind of based off of this. And after she got found, she didn't really want to be. She actually had married. She was the mother of Quanah Parker, which was the last Comanche chief. The park itself came in existence in 1935. 3 property owners gave about 1,500 acres of land, and the CCC, which is the Civil Conservation Corps, built the dam, which built the lake and built the park. And the park was opened on May 1st of 1941, and there was about 700 visitors then. The park is out in between Groesbeck and Mexia, Texas. It's about 2 hours away from Houston. The park itself had great trails, had a nice lake, a lot of fishing, catch and release, if I remember correctly. I'm not much of a fisherman myself. There's canoeing. They rent canoes and kayaks. Camping, again, it's full. It was full, and everybody I talked to about state parks in Texas, it seems like they can't get in. I mean, it's like it's long in advance, and maybe you get lucky about, you have to cancel, I think it's 4 days ahead of time. So if you catch them right when people are canceling, and if you're just lucky and get it. The one thing about the park is that, or that specific area, there is virtually no telephone, no TV reception. Even cell reception is fairly spotty. It's just like you've got to almost get on the hill, raise your left arm and your right leg, and then maybe you get a little signal. I have a friend who has a cabin on Lake Limestone, which is about 15 miles away as the crow flies. And he says he loves to come up here because it has no TV, because he doesn't have good cell service and things. Because he just says, I get away from the weekend and the phone doesn't ring and I can recharge. So if technology is your thing, it's a little sketchy up here. If TV's your thing, you're not going to get to watch much unless it is on satellite. But if nature, peace and quiet your thing, this is a real good spot to go. It's a very nice little park. And my question is, would I come back again? And I've been back there 3 times, and we're scheduled again in the spring to have another retreat up there. We pretty well have done it. It's really nice when you've got a group of people, and you can rent those barracks out, and you can have one heck of a good time. So, well, I hope this has been informative, and I hope to see you next week.
If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Turn on your post notifications.
Put the comments down below. Subscribe and you make me happy.